Recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, you filthy bitches? Welcome to another episode of GeniusBrain podcast. Today we have a very interesting guest, a business partner of mine, longtime friend. Also met this guy in K-Town a while ago, but I don't remember when I met him, but I think he remembers it more than I remember him. The man.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm saying is you weren't important in my life then, and also fuck you. The man who uses way too many fucking napkins.
Yes.
Started off as a rapper. Grew up in L.A. K-Town native. The man himself. We have Edric, also known as Ed2.
Yeah, maybe about by 5 people. So
Talk a little closer to the mic.
okay.
Yeah, man. So what's up, dude? Happy fucking New Year.
Yeah, it's a new year. It's 2019, man. I can't believe I've been on this earth for as long as I've been. But
Yeah. Talking to the mic though.
it's been
There you go.
it's
You could
been
adjust it too if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this year. And you know, we just actually talked about what we're gonna do in the new year. And it's crazy to me to like see the brand grow, like to have grown to where it is now.
Yeah.
From where it started, because
Yeah.
we've now been around for about a little over a year, right?
So if you guys don't know, the brand that he's talking about is Secret Society.
Yes.
And I think one of the reoccurring things that a lot of people have been asking me, because I'm kind of like a serial entrepreneur, and I say about, so far, the stuff that I've done, it's a pretty high success rate. And Secret Society happens to be one of those things. So he's talking about the clothing line that we started up.
Yes. So secretsociety.com, SCRT society.com.
Motherfucker had to do it. He had to do
I
a
had
plug
to do it. I had
real
to do the
fast.
plug, man.
It was no fucking shame. You're embarrassing me. It sounds like I'm just doing this as a, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like one of those fucking, you know, those East LA insurance commercials and shit. I fucking love those, dude. Hey, you have no insurance? Hey, were you a pedophile? Maybe you were a rapist. You have no credit at all. Well, guess what? Come to Gerardo Gonzalez's East LA Auto Insurance. You're insured.
Yeah, and then you got like those ads on the back of the buses, you know, every bus you see in
Yo,
LA.
who's the dude that's on every LA
It's
bus?
that dude with that legit mustache. It's like 222, 222. Yeah.
What the fuck is his name?
I forget what his name is. It's terrible because I've been seeing this shit since I was a kid, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a G. He's like one of the OGs in
I
the.
fucking love those because in the beginning of those commercials, it always starts off as, "Oh no, híjole de la chingada. What happened to my car?" It's the oh yeah, but we started Secret Society. What's it been now? A year? 2 years? A year and a half?
Little over a year. A year and some change. And it feels a lot longer, but yeah, it's only been that long. And I think the thing that's been most interesting to see is like when it was just in the idea stage, concept stage, you know, and we had talked about it before we even, you know, launched it. The setup process was a year, right?
Yeah.
So before anybody even knew what we were trying to do, you know, all the things we were talking about doing and how we should go about executing it, and creating this vision to life, bringing it to life, right? Making it a reality.
Yeah.
That process was, I don't know. Now it seems like a blur and it feels like it was so long, but I feel like each step through the process, like seeing little by little, like people starting to understand it, people starting to really vibe with it, you know, and then once the sales start happening, people starting to actually buy it and wear it.
Yeah.
That's fascinating, man. It's like, you know, as long as I've done music too, the music process never stopped being fascinating to me, right? Yeah. Because when you think about that process, you're operating in the abstract, right?
Yeah.
Generally, it's a collaborative process. You're in the studio with a producer, maybe an artist you're collabing with, whatever. Everybody has an idea. You guys talk about it, whatever. However it starts from, whether it's from a beat or maybe just an idea for a song, whatever. But everybody's thinking about this in the abstract space. And then all of a sudden, you guys start kind of feeding off each other's energy, right? And then you guys start cooking this stew. You know, everybody puts a little bit of their ingredients in there. Yeah. And then at the end of it, you have a song, a finished song. Yep. And yeah, like it never stopped being magical to me. And it's kind of a similar thing with the clothing thing, because that's something I wanted to do since I was 18, but music was always my first passion and priority. So I never really pursued it. And I'm glad I didn't, because if I started that shit at 18,
you would have failed 100%.
Yeah, 100%. You know, probably within the first year, I would have gone into it thinking, oh, I know everything. I know how to do this shit.
You know, I will say this though, for, you know, a lot of people out there who want to do clothing, and you're thinking like, yeah, maybe I could do it, and then you want to invest money into it. Fucking don't do it, you son of a bitch. It is one of the most difficult things I've ever invested into and tried doing. So mind you, before we did Secret Society, I started off with a brand called Go For Broke. And Go For Broke was a brand that I enjoyed because I liked the message that was given out to it. And I think no matter what brand I attach myself to, it has to be something that resonates with me as a human being, right? And Go For Broke did do that. And Go For Broke was a huge lesson. Yeah. And a lot of people have been asking, and I don't think like any of us have really addressed it, was why did you shut down Go For Broke? Go For Broke wasn't shut down because it didn't do sales. Go For Broke did almost 7 figures. It was on the way to do like 7 figures.
Yeah, you guys are doing well.
That's how well it did. And it wasn't because it was like, oh, it was like the next level shit. It's because we were creating a brand that empowered people. You know, like when you wore the shit, you understood what it was about. And obviously that happened because a lot of people who were supportive of what we were doing. Yeah. And that brand grew to something that we couldn't handle. Yeah. That's what happened. It was something that we didn't expect. The company grew so big. Yeah. There was no way that we could run this company doing it, Bart giving it 10%, me giving it 10%, Joe giving 10%. And then we somehow have to run a 7-figure company. Exactly. It was impossible. Exactly. And so what we decided to do was decide what was important to us. And at the time for me, it was Gook the film. And I gave my whole year to that film.
An incredible result, you know. You
so
guys
it was,
killed it.
You know, it was worth it for me at the time. And that I could not do that film and run that company, run everything else. And you know, it just wasn't smart.
At the same time too, as rapidly as you guys were growing, none of you guys had a background within the apparel business.
100%. We were just trying to figure it out as we were going.
So you're learning along the way, and as you're trying to scale and grow properly, all these things, the business operation side starts coming in, right? Like, how do we plan these releases? How many pieces do we get, right? What kind of designs do we do? Yeah. And then if you don't have that experience, it can get overwhelming in a hurry, right? And even if you are successful, you're like kind of scrambling, like, oh shit, how are we going to do this?
Exactly.
Right? And do we got to bring in other people now? You know, do we got to bring in other talent? Do we got to hire people? And then you kind of get to a point where it affects the efficiency and kind of like the progress of the brand. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's just, it's a bigger thing than people think that it is. Yeah. Anything that you guys do. So no matter what, and I know there's a lot of young people out there who want to be entrepreneurs. Yeah. And it's amazing. I'm really proud of those people in that youth group that really do want to take that chance and that leap. But what you do have to understand is that there is a high rate of failure. Exactly. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with the process of failing and picking yourself back up and trying again. I have failed. So failing is actually my skill. Like that's what people don't get. I'm no matter what, dude. People can talk cocky about their basketball skills. I could talk about how many times I failed, and I failed way more than you, son. All day, dude. Like what's it called? Jordan got his 3-point. I got my fail point, son. That's me. You know,
but you learn from it. You grow from it. You know. Yeah.
And I think the Secret Society was something that all those experiences that I took, I could take it back into this company and learn to enjoy the process and be happy with not just like what the company's about, but also with the products that we put out too. Exactly. Because the first line that we did was Secret Society, which I don't think a lot of people understand. It was all cut and sew. That shit does not happen. A lot of the merch that you buy from these YouTubers or whatever, they're not putting that attention and detail into it, and they're charging you a premium for it. And that's the exact opposite that we wanted to do with Secret Society.
Yeah. No, and I want to touch on two points that you brought up is you know, going back to like having a meaning for the brand and people really embracing that, right? I think, you know, when we had first talked about what Secret Society is going to be, that's something that, you know, we communicated was that this brand is going to be about community. It's not just about clothes and looking dope, right? We want to create a clothing line where we say you don't have to have a certain lifestyle to wear our clothes. Because remember I was saying that's one of the things that I really disliked about fashion is how polarizing it was. You know, whether it's directly said or indirectly said, it's saying you need to have a certain lifestyle to wear or even afford our stuff, right?
Yeah.
But for us, it's like, no, we're going to give you value and design, quality and price so that everybody can wear this stuff. And you don't have to have a certain lifestyle. We complement your lifestyle, which is why we kind of focus on the basics, right? Something you could wear in everyday life, no matter what your profession is, what your gender is, what your age is. And, you know, I think that's something that people are starting to understand more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing is the whole perseverance thing of being an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
I think it definitely takes a certain personality to take that path, right? It's not for everybody. Everybody can dream about being an entrepreneur, starting their own business. Exactly. And like David was saying, you got to be ready to fail many, many times before you find even the smallest semblance of success, because that might not happen immediately. It could be years, as I'm sure, you know, you have experience with, right?
And you know what it is too? Like, I think, I don't know if a lot of people understand this, and I touched on this when I was talking about it with Z.
Yeah.
Was that there is something to be said about people who buy things to wear it to say I'm better than you.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And that's what we're touching on.
Flex.
Right? You know, like 100%. Right. We have brands like Supreme.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate what they do.
Right.
Like, it's amazing what they have done.
Yeah.
They've even gone to that point where they combined high fashion.
Yeah.
With fucking streetwear, dude.
Yeah.
They're one of the first to ever do it. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know, but with a brand like that, I think we're taking that risk where we're saying you don't have to be a person to wear this,
right?
And you're not going to fit into this group just because you wear it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that to the consumer's credit and to people who follow certain brands, I think they're a lot smarter than a lot of people realize.
Exactly.
There are. When they pass a certain age, they get smarter. They realize, yo, hold on a second. I'm paying $80 for this shirt or not $100 for the shirt.
Yeah.
But it was made by fucking Gildan.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
If you guys don't know, Gildan is like the cheapest shirt you could ever buy.
One of the blank companies.
One of the blank companies. And it's the scratchiest shit that you can buy. You know, when you go out.
No shade to Gildan, though.
Yeah, Gildan's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, like, with the Gildan t-shirt, right? Like, if you want to know what a Gildan t-shirt is, you know that shirt that your parents would buy from you from the swap meet,
right?
And then when you
3 for $5,
and then when you would wash it, it would turn into a belly shirt. that was a Gildan shirt. And a lot of your high-end brands that you guys think are high-end, that's what you're buying. And that's the stuff that I couldn't spend my money on. You know what I mean? And, you know, like, I'm not saying, I think the simple designs are dope. I love fashion basics. That's the shit. I don't know if I could spend $100 on a Gildan t-shirt.
Man. I mean, but, you know, that is a reflection of where we are at with culture and society, too, though, and technology. Right? We're at a very interesting space now where you don't need to fucking spend money on market. Can I cuss? Or
oh, you can fucking cuss.
Okay, I can fucking cuss. Hell fucking yeah, then.
I don't think you know who's on this podcast right now, son of a bitch.
I forgot for a second.
Pussy.
I like that.
Dude, this guy's a fucking scumbag, by the way.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm the most wholesome guy he knows.
Slide.
You know? No, but we're at a point now, man. We're like, you don't have to spend any money on marketing. It could just be like one celebrity wearing your shit and paparazzi catches him with it, and overnight that brand blows up, right? Now, I don't want to put any brands on blast who got big that way and I felt like really dropped the ball when they could have taken it to the next level. But yeah, we're just in that space now where those things happen. But for me, I mean, maybe I'm a little old-fashioned, old school. I still strongly believe in the slow and steady route because I feel like when you're not ready for that type of success, that jump, then you're not going to adapt to it, you know? But as you grow and things are growing with it, you start to slowly adapt to it. You know, you start figuring it out. But yeah, man, I agree, dude. Some of these things, it's just pure hype, right? Like, you know, like you said, $80 t-shirts on blanks.
You know, that's what I liked when I went to the fashion district in Japan. Dude, because you went to Japan recently, but you know, right? There's so many boutique stores. And I saw all these. I've never heard of them before, right? And it's literally their first storefront. And you walk in, and the clothes are fucking dope. You know. Now, mind you, I was 300 pounds. I couldn't fit anything. You know what I mean? Like, that shit fit like a wetsuit. Everything, dude. I put on a t-shirt and you
like
could see
a seal for every.
Bro, you could see every ripple in my body, dude. Like, I was like, I cannot fit these t-shirts. I will go back one day and I'll come back. Even now, I'm too big to fit half their shit. But a lot of that stuff is dope because when I went to that fashion district area, they had a lot of like boutique stores that were just doing their thing.
Right.
It wasn't a huge brand, but I could walk in and I could tell the care that they had into this, and I fucked with it, and I could wear it proudly. There was a brand that I like. I mean, they kind of did like a complete flip on it, but I bought a backpack and
I remember you got super into that brand. After
I loved it, but I couldn't get it anymore.
Yeah.
And it was this brand called Resquad, and their whole thing was they made like old-fashioned Japanese fireman shit in streetwear.
Right.
And I thought that shit was fucking dope, man. I had a sling backpack and I gave it to my brother. I fucking regret that shit so much. I want that shit back. Just to let you know, I want it back. I don't even think you're using it, you piece of shit.
No, but I think, you know, that has to do with like attention to quality.
Yeah.
You know, and really caring about what it is that you do, right? It's a craft. It's not just a means to make something cool and make money, right? Like, for example, even with our shit, right? With the first collection, a lot of people don't know this, but the fabric we were using for like the coat, the pants, the hoodie, that's fabric that you see in like $500, $600 items, like a helmet Lang item, right? But we were taking that, and we don't have, I guess, the burden of having to spend a lot of marketing money on promoting that, right? Because we were still in brand new brand at the time. And so we get to use a fabric like that, which you don't typically see in the body of like pants or a hoodie, and then introduce it to people. And that's what I mean, giving them value in terms of the quality, the design, and the price.
And that was the cool thing. Like when, it's hard because sometimes when, listen, I understand that if I put out a product, right? Let's say, and by the way, the reason why I like doing clothing brands is because I want it to live outside of me. And that's a hard concept for a lot of people to understand. And they go, I don't want people to look at this brand and say, that's a David So thing. I want to say, yo, that's Secret Society. You know, it's how it's going to live. And the cool thing is, like, what I think my biggest joy of it was when, number one, I got to see people who supported me wear it. That was dope. And another layer was people who didn't know me. They liked it and they got it. And they understood. They were like, yo, I know this fabric. I know a coat that I could get like this somewhere else that's worth way more. And they're like, yo, what is this company doing? Only selling it for this amount. It's like, and thank God. I'm glad you understood that. You know?
And, you know, I think another one of those cool moments is like when you're wearing it out, right? And somebody who has no idea what the brand,
where'd you get that?
Yeah, that's a dope hat, or that's a
really
dope
good
shirt.
feeling.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, we're doing something right here. You know, I think we're chipping away in the right direction. That's why I say I'm so excited for 2019, because all the work that we've done till now, we've seen progress and we've seen a return, right? And now we have people wearing it all over the world, right? Which is amazing to me. It's like the fact that you would spend that much money on shipping, you know, to get a hat or to get a t-shirt. It means you really wanted it, right?
100%.
And I hope that they're happy with what they got, because we definitely put in the work to make that, right? And so
by the way, if you're gonna buy stuff internationally and you know the shipping's a lot, buy a little more.
Exactly.
Because I feel bad.
Yeah, I know. Like we have people who are buying like a $30 hat and spending like $50 for shipping. So it's like, at that point, wouldn't you want to buy like a t-shirt? At least have it
I feel
outweigh?
terrible too, because it's like, you know, for us too, and you know, people don't understand. They go, well, why can't the shipping be cheaper? Because we would have to pay for it more.
Exactly.
And then we make nothing, literally
from
$0 off of it.
Yeah, the international shipping, it's the calculated rate is just what it is. We make nothing off shipping. Sometimes we still lose money on shipping.
Yeah, boutique stores. We're a boutique store right now. If you really think about it, we're a boutique store. So we can't help that right now. You know? And the like, I know a lot of people about, yo, how can I start my own brand? You can start it. You just have to understand what it entails. It's not just selling a product. It's a lot more than that, man. So we talked about right now, branding, you know, and that's one of the hardest things that you have to do. And, you know, one of the biggest advice that I gave us too was, you know, if I could ask you what our brand is in like a few words, you should be able to say it. A lot of people cannot do that. That is one of the hardest things that people don't understand. So if I asked, for example, if anybody out there wanted to start something, right, even if it's David So Comedy, right, which that whatever that branding is. My branding is, I call it trash hillbilly Asian comedy. Yeah, whatever that it is, you know what I mean? It's unadulterated, unfiltered opinions.
Right.
That's who I am as a person, right?
Right.
If I ask other people who have asked me, yo, I want to start my own. I'm like, cool, man. What are you about? They go, okay, well, let me tell you what. Too long.
Let me stop you right there, Chief.
Yeah,
that ain't it.
Man. Yeah,
that ain't it.
Tell me what it is where I can digest it. Right. What's Nike?
Right.
Dope athletic wear. Just do it.
Just do it.
Easy.
Yeah.
You know.
Easy.
And a lot of you out there might think that that's easy. It's actually very difficult, man.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Right. And it's not a useless exercise.
It's not.
It's important because it helps you kind of condense what the brand is into something that's very simple. And once you do that, that'll give you a better idea of, okay, this is what we should be focusing on. This is what we should be fleshing out, right? Yeah. And I think too, man, like, you know, we were just talking about it in the car about not just starting a clothing brand, but a lot of these things that people get into, whether they want to be a musician, whether they want to be an actor, right? A lot of the times they have these false expectations, you know? And like I was telling you, I love seeing people like giving things up and sacrificing things to pursue their passion and love what they do. Yeah. But if you're going to do that, come with it with a very realistic set of expectations. Yeah. In terms of like what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. Right. And I feel like you have to accept that it is going to be a crapshoot and it is a lottery. Your chance of failure is infinitely high, right? Whereas your chance of success is so minuscule that it's not even worth mentioning. Right?
100%.
Yeah, that's why you got to have the love and passion for it. But man, even like doing music, I saw so many people coming in talking about all this shit, like all these projects that they're working on and whatever. It's like, well, what have you really got to show for it? Like, don't tell me what you're doing, because if it happened, then I would know about it, right? You don't got to fucking sit here and talk a big game. Like, that's not impressing me, you know? But I don't know. I guess that has to do with like personality types, insecurity, and all of that. But
people like talking more about what they're going to do than actually fucking doing it.
Right. And that fucking irritates me, man. For me, it's like, shut the fuck up, do what you got to do, and your results will speak for itself. You know? I don't want to hear you talk about it. Save that fucking energy and put it towards what it is that you're trying to do, because that's worth a lot more than the words that are coming out of your mouth, you know?
You know, it's funny because like a lot of the stuff, I think because we're older now, we can articulate it better with better words. But when I was younger, people would say the same thing, but it would be in like 4 words or 2 or 3 words, which is like, test my gangster. And that's really what it is. You know what I mean? You know, be about it, don't talk about it so much,
man.
You know, it's like kind of like moving in silence. And you know, by the way too, I feel like when a lot of people say this, it doesn't mean that you can't be proud of your accomplishments and you shouldn't share.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. But if you're doing more talking than you are doing, then there's a problem with it. Right. You know?
Yeah. Well, or what you're talking about isn't aligned with what your results are. You know, it's not matching. There's a discrepancy there. That's what pisses me off. It's like, dude, just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, man. I don't care what you're doing or what you're telling me that you're doing. Just show me. Just show me, right? I'm not knocking on your hustle, you know? I'm just saying, get to work.
It gets hard sometimes because, you know, sometimes when I'm on other people's podcasts, right? They go, "Oh, so what are you up to?" I don't like saying it because it hasn't happened.
Right. I'm working on it. Right.
It hasn't fucking happened. Yo, let me tell you this too. Like, for example, people were kind of confused with me working with Kevin Hart, right?
Yeah.
They're like, "Yo," and this is a phrase that I fucking hate hearing right now because it shows the different mindset that these people that I've talked to, what you have and what I have, right? So they go, "Yo, man, you made it." What the fuck does that mean? You made it. What the fuck does you made it mean?
Right.
You know,
what did I make?
They go, what did I make? They go, you worked with Kevin Hart. Yeah, but I don't got Kevin Hart money. Exactly. I don't have Kevin. What does that mean?
Am I in a movie with Kevin Hart? You know, am I doing shows with Kevin Hart? Right.
What does that mean? It means that he understood my social media platform.
Right.
He knew that I had value in that, and he used it, and he walked away. Right. It's not like, yo, I didn't share a meal with him. You know what I mean? We didn't sit down. We didn't chop it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I came up to him. I was like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" I appreciate it. He goes, thanks, man. Yeah. You know, he shook my hand.
Yeah.
And the dude moved on.
Yeah.
We did a small thing. I made him laugh, which was pretty dope. Like, I had that dude cracking the fuck up.
Right.
And that's really about it. And then he got on his 4-foot leg feet and fucking went onto a jet and flew off.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's a dope moment for sure, right?
Yeah,
Let's
for
not
sure.
take that away. You know, it's a dope moment, but then it's like to say you made it. Like saying this is an all-encompassing,
Like, I'm done.
Yeah, like this is your peak of the mountain now, you know?
I'll tell you this right now, man. You know how I know I didn't make it? I'll let you know when I didn't make it. I'll 100% say it. I will be on this podcast and I'll say, listen
Right,
to me.
right.
I've made it.
Yeah.
I'll say, you know how I know? It's because if somebody asks me, they go, hey, David, what amount of money would you take to suck a dick? I had that number in my head. That's how you know I didn't make it. Because I still would suck a dick for a certain amount of money. And that number's pretty fucking surprisingly low. Ed, what is the number amount that you would take for money to suck a dick?
Man, that would have to be
As a heterosexual male.
as a heterosexual male.
And if you're not a heterosexual male, doesn't count. Or
And
if you're
if
women,
you
doesn't
lie
count.
that you don't have a number, you just a fucking liar.
Yeah,
Everybody
has a
number.
fucking number.
Fuck, man. Like it definitely is greater than 1 million because I feel like in this day and age, 1 million is nothing, right?
See that? You have value on your life. 50,000.
$50,000. Yo, man.
$50,000
Hey,
and
let's start a Kickstarter, guys, for David. So
start a Kickstarter right now.
$50,000
$50,000 and a slice of bacon, dude.
and a slice of bacon.
Uncooked.
Wow,
You don't even understand.
that is horrifically low.
50,000.
I feel like it got even lower than the last time we talked.
Yo,
man.
you have any idea how much it costs to start this podcast? Then you have understand
shit.
that $50,000 would change my life
true.
right now.
That's true. You know, as you get older, you got more expenses, and you know, you need more money.
Tell you something else, man. Let's say I sucked a dick for $1 million, right? And
Yeah.
everybody's like, I can't believe
Yeah.
you sucked a dick.
Yeah.
You know, blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you something real quick, all right? When my kid is looking at me with his little Tonka truck toys, and he goes, Dad, what did you do for this? Daddy struggled.
That he fucking sucked a dick for you,
Yeah.
son or daughter.
Yeah, I'll tell you this right now. It's like, Daddy, are you gay? I am not gay. If I
just
was,
love
it would have been a lot easier.
Yeah.
However, Daddy, suck the dick
Yep.
for your college tuition.
Yep. Because I love you.
You can read because I put a penis in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I'll put it to you like that. Don't you ever talk back to me. Don't you ever say
Yeah.
say I didn't sacrifice for you.
If a kid hears if the kid hears those words come out of his dad's mouth, you got nothing to say at that point.
And I'm telling you this right now. I have rules to this too. I've actually thought about this quite thoroughly.
oh
I have
my
rules.
god, you got
So-
rules. All right.
I will do it to a man who is cleanly shaven.
Okay.
I don't want sea urchin spines in my eyes. And the dick has to be washed.
Like freshly showered.
Freshly showered. You
Okay.
have to get, if you're uncircumcised, you motherfucker. You better make sure that turtleneck is clean.
Yeah.
And then after that, you get about 5 swipes. Womp, 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 womp. womp.
Okay, but do you gotta make him nut?
Nope.
No?
No
It's
nut.
just sucking dick?
It's sucking dick.
Oh, that's not too bad. I mean, it's, you know, as a straight guy.
I call it 5 womps. Womp, 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 womp. Quick.
Well,
And I want my shit in cash untaxed.
oh my, okay. So
I want it in cash.
Can he like set a stipulation where like you got to make eye contact with him when?
No,
when
I
you
can't
do
do
it?
eye contact, dude.
You can't
I
do
can't
it.
do eye contact.
Okay, so you got to close your eyes and do it.
He could record it.
Yeah,
But
he could record it.
He could, but if he records it,
Yeah.
that goes up to 55,000.
and he could distribute it freely.
He cannot distribute it unless I make profit
All
off
right,
of it.
guys.
You could distribute it, but I get 70% profit. You get 30%.
Okay.
And I want 2 slices of cooked bacon in your fucking face.
Oh, that's some low expectations, man.
I'm telling you, man. See, this is business 101.
Learn from the best. You heard it here.
You take that money,
$50,000.
and then you take that money and you start your own clothing company.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, and because you sucked a dick for it, you'll work extra hard.
Yep.
You know, you'll make sure that dollar does not go to waste.
Exactly, dude. I ain't got no shame, man. I'm all about the future. I'm trying to. Well, $50,000 probably wouldn't secure my future.
No, not at all. That'll buy you like maybe a year.
I changed my number. I want it to be 100,000.
You can't change it on the fly, man.
I'll tell you this right now. I got some luscious ass lips. I
Oh
understand. My
my
shit's
God.
luscious.
Yeah, well, you gotta, you know, use the chapstick up. Make sure that.
And I don't need chapstick, bro. Easy, dude.
The 5 womps.
I win a lot. 5
Let's
womps.
make that a meme.
Five
needs to
womps,
be a
dude.
meme.
I'll 5 womp your dick right now.
Damn, I'll tell you what, man. There is no fucking way I'm sucking dick for $50,000.
100,000?
No.
150,000.
No.
It has to be $1 million plus.
If I'm gonna do, yes, it has to be because it has to secure not only me but my family. You know, like my parents. You know, my sister.
Yeah,
like
you can't even buy a house with $1 million.
exactly. That's what I mean, dude. Like,
All right, I changed my number, dude. I understand. I forgot where I'm living. I thought I was living in the Philippines for a second. I thought my name was RJ, and I was living in the Philippines. And I was going to buy a place there, and I was going to live with my family over there, and I thought I was going to be there forever, but I was not.
What's the new number then?
My new number is 2 million.
2 million.
It's 2 million because I need the first million to buy a house, and then after that, then I probably would get then I'd be happy. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Even 2 million, I feel like it's too low, man.
Never forget.
You never will forget if you do some shit like that.
Well,
man.
whoever that guy's asking for it, you'll never forget either.
Yeah.
You'll always look back to the first time you got the best blowjob of your life.
I wonder if there is a dude out there, another heterosexual male who's like so fucking ballin' and so bored that he's willing to make like an offering like that. Like,
yo, man, if you out there right now,
if you're watching
if
this,
there's a dude out there right now, you know what? I take back the recording part.
you keep changing the rules, man.
Just getting real, because now it's getting real.
Yeah,
now we're doing this beyond the joke world.
Yeah.
For $2 million, if you get that shit, I will give you 5 womps on your dick right now. Change my life. $2 million cash. You come at me, hairy Persian man. You come at me, Abdul. I change my parents' life. Change my life right now.
That's what I'm saying, man. 2 million. I don't think it's
2 million is not gonna change my life.
I don't think so, man. Because think about it, dude. Like, you get a house, you still got to pay property taxes and all that.
All right.
You know?
3 million. That's fucking numbers getting ridiculous.
It just keeps going up, man.
Yo, thank you for this conversation, because if I didn't have that, it would have been 50,000.
I know,
and
man.
that shit would have been a steal. I bet you a lot of people were like, dude, we could probably GoFundMe this real fast.
For sure,
and he would have
man.
to suck a dude's dick.
Yeah.
You know what? It can't. No GoFundMe, because I want it cash. No GoFundMe.
No GoFundMe.
I want that shit in fucking cash, dude.
Yeah, of course, dude. I wouldn't fucking risk taking a
US
check.
dollars.
US dollar bills.
Or 50,000 pounds. Which is more than American dollars.
I can't believe you started at 50. That's...
I don't know. Things have been tough.
Hey, man, no matter how tough it is.
Hey, you know how fucking expensive this was?
That's true.
How expensive this shit was?
You just tell... Hey, this is dope, though.
I will tell you this. People
dope.
don't understand, man. This is not a logo. This is an art piece I commissioned an artist to do. This
Yeah.
shit was art, man. Like, this
Yeah.
was amazing work that he did.
And he paid a pretty penny for it. That's why he's willing
stupid. He's dumb. You know why you're dumb, dude? I would have sucked your dick for it.
For the amount you pay for this. Oh, man.
And that shit is worth $3 million.
All right, guys, let's just start a GoFund for me.
Don't you fucking
for
dare.
Dave, not for the dick suck. Let's just help him out. He's in crisis, guys. We gotta help
Things
this
have been
guy
rough,
out.
guys. What the hell, man?
He's in a very, very bad place in
Yeah,
his life,
man.
and mentally
It's
right
just,
now.
just kind of rough, dude. Yeah, I mean, life's been kind of beating me down lately.
Other than that, hey, things are okay. Things are okay.
No,
right?
things are good, man. But anyways, back to the topic of entrepreneurship.
How the fuck did we?
Yo, fucking throw all that advice I gave you out earlier and then start sucking dick.
Just start putting listings on Craigslist.
100%, man.
And then just say you'll suck a dick for $50,000.
100%. Yeah, but this was kind of those weird things, because I guess like sometimes when I talk about like entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of like stunting, and it's not even that.
No, but I mean that's your whole life, though. You know what I mean?
It really is.
Yeah.
It's something that's really fun for me.
Right,
and,
right.
And the reason why I don't want to talk about it yet,
Yeah.
and I'm only giving stuff that I know that are definites for me,
Right.
that have worked multiple times,
Right.
is because, as you can see, I'm still willing to give a blowjob to a hairless man, and that just shows that the things that I have invested into right now haven't been it's not there yet.
Right,
You know,
right.
it's not retirement money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so when I
It's
get
work
to
in
that
progress.
point, then we'll have another podcast where the dick sucking thing is out the window.
It's
Now
like,
it's like
now I'm offering the fucking
now
somebody suck my dick.
100%, dude. Now I'm offering it, dude. And on top of that, even I'll tell you this though, I'm so much from the gutter, bro. I will still suck a dick if I'm rich for 3.7 million.
So you're already wealthy now, and your number only jumps.
Now I'm thinking about my grandchildren.
Okay.
I want to make sure that
you want
they
that
have it
legacy
good.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want that
You know,
generational money.
I thought about that too recently with the whole, like, I'd say, I don't want my kids, when I do have kids,
Yeah.
to be like spoiled brats.
Absolutely, man.
And
Absolutely.
I'm so fucking ridiculous. Like, I've already thought this whole shit out. I haven't
Yeah.
told Mariel yet, but for 100%, I'm gonna trick them into thinking that we're poor until they're 18.
No, I honestly, I have known people who told me that they didn't know they were wealthy until they were in like high school, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it could also be because all the other people there around are just
Yeah.
wealthy and they think that's the status quo,
Yeah.
right? But they didn't really grasp like, oh man, we are rich.
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot of money. And I think that does come down to parenting, you know?
Yeah.
And all right, let me ask you this. When are you going to buy your kid or your kids their first smartphone?
I'm thinking that they will have a pager till they're 18. Fuck that. I'm giving them a Dixie cup and a string, and you better have that shit tight, and then you're gonna twang it at the other, boing, and it's gonna vibrate over to me when you need to get picked up.
Hey,
That's
man,
what I'm thinking.
they don't need to
Fuck
fall
my kids.
behind.
Fuck you, you pieces of shit. You're related to me. You're trash.
No,
I love
mean,
them.
A Dixie cup is a little bit much.
Okay, no, I'm thinking though, like on some real shit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that they're gonna get like, it's hard to say because you know technology is progressing, right?
Yeah.
But I would give them a phone.
Yeah.
But that's just not gonna be a smartphone though.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, all right, they need to have a phone because you know that's what the times are
We
now.
need to communicate too,
Right.
especially, or you know, yeah, because I'll tell you this too. One of my actual goals is
Yeah.
to financially retire so I can be around for my kids more.
Okay.
So they're like, well, how am I going to get picked up? Guess what, bitch? Dad's retired. I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to
Every
fucking love you,
day.
dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna
make-
give you hugs and I'm gonna give you kisses before you get off to school.
I'm going to give you verbal affirmation.
Yeah.
I'm going to do all that shit my parents didn't do,
I'm gonna
man.
play catch with you in the
Hell
yard.
fucking yeah, dude. I'm going to chuck a football at your face. And you better catch that shit with your teeth.
No, yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty interesting too, man. Like, cause that's part of the immigrant story, right? Like for us, you know, most of our parents tend to be like immigrants who came over when they were already adults.
Yeah.
Now, there are some parents who came over, like went to high school here, went to college here, so they're somewhat Americanized and they
Yeah.
speak the language pretty fluently.
Yeah.
But like, you know, my parents are your parents.
Yeah.
The typical immigrant story,
Yeah.
right? And that whole thing too, man, I got nothing but fucking love and appreciation
Yeah.
for that. You know what I mean? Like, just think about it, man. To fucking take yourself out of where you grew up, go to a country where you don't know the language, right? Not only do you have to learn how things are done here, but you got to learn how to communicate.
I'll tell you this. I don't have to think about it because my parents shove it in my face every day.
Right.
They call me up on a daily basis to let me know that same thing you just said.
David, you know.
Like my mom will call me just to say like, hey, do you know how hard it is? Like what you just said right now, I heard it this morning. I don't
Along
have
with the few curse words that she leaves for you.
Yeah, because she'll be like most people are like, have you ever think about it? They shove it in my face every day. I don't have to think about shit.
Yeah,
My mom
yeah.
makes sure she knows. She goes, do you have any idea I have scars on my stomach because of you little fat fuck?
Damn. Your mom's David's mom is a fucking G. Like
savage, dude.
I remember when he let me listen to a voicemail that his mom had left him. It was like 3 voicemails. She goes 0 to 100 real quick. Like Dave didn't answer the phone because he was busy with something, and then it was like, "Oh, David, hey, you know, it's mom. Call me back." Next one is like, "You fucking little bitch. Who the fuck do you think you are not picking up?" I was like, "Is this like the second message after the first one?"
It was 3. So the first one was, David, yeah, on Monday, you know, whatever,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, hey, I'm not here, you know, pick up the phone whenever you can.
Yeah.
Second was like, 인구가 뭐가 이렇게 바쁜데 전화를 안 받아? 전화 받으면 빨리 전화해. Right? So what are you doing that makes you so busy? Like when you get this phone call, pick it up.
Yeah.
Then the third one, and by the way, If you want to guess the time spent in between each call, 30 seconds, a minute. It's not even like,
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't even on like 20, 30 minutes, an hour later. It was like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I will say this, in between the times, it was less than 10 minutes. So it's like a minute, 3 minutes or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like literally in that span of time, maybe 15 minutes passed.
Yeah.
And then the last one was like, you useless son of a bitch.
I remember that.
Like she says this phrase in Korean that I didn't realize that a lot of kids growing up didn't get cursed out by their parents like I did. You know? Like,
yeah, that I was shocked that your mom said some of the things she said to you when you were
she
a
goes,
kid.
이런 종갓난 씨발놈이 너는 야 이 개똥대가리 같은 씨발놈아. You know what that means? That means you fucking hanging piece of dog shit fuck. That's what she called me. Because I didn't pick up the phone within like 6 or 7 minutes. And then like I called her back and I'm like laughing my ass off, right? Yeah. And I'm like, yo, who talks to their children that way?
Right.
And my mom just says, that's just how mommy is. Because
she's all chill now. Like,
yeah. After she let it out,
yeah,
she goes,
yeah.
that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I went a little overboard, but it was necessary.
Yo, my mom, like I remember this one time. So when I was a kid, I didn't speak Korean as much. And my Korean got better as I got older because I started to speak to my parents more.
Right.
And then my mom started realizing my Korean got better because I started getting smart with her in Korean. Because before it was so basic, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And she would, like, I kid you not, my mom would call me keseki, which means bitch, so much. I thought that was a nickname. I thought my nickname was bitch growing up. Like she would like, you know what I mean?
No, I think that's because you know how you said like your mom cussed at you and spoke to you in a certain way that you thought that was just normal speech in Korea.
Yeah,
you know.
Yo, when I first came to K-Town, I got fucked because I didn't realize how crude of a woman she was, dude. Yeah. And I would say some shit that's super disrespectful. You don't speak to people like that, but that's how my mom spoke to me. So I assumed that was normal.
Right.
And I called my mom up and I'm saying in Korean, like, what did you do?
Yeah.
What kind of Korean did you teach me? Like, people are mad at me all the time here. And she's dying laughing. She goes, you can't talk to people like, I was like, that's how you speak to me.
What do you expect? Like, that's how I learned Korean, you know? Right?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So...
Like, for example, when you call somebody over in a restaurant, what do you say? 저기요.
Yeah.
잠시만요.
Yeah.
Not, 너 좀 일로 와.
That's like
너 잠깐 일로 와.
such a disrespectful way to say come here.
It's basically the version of saying get the fuck over
here. Yeah.
And when you say that to somebody without context, that means you're pissed and you're trying to fight them. And I'm talking to like these old ladies in these Korean restaurants, and they're like, and then one lady corrected me. She started laughing, and because she speaks a little English, she goes, you don't say that. I'm like, oh, what do I say? And she goes, you go 저기요. I was like, oh, and I'm split.
You don't 버릇없는 새끼 좀 봐라.
And I didn't know why people were so mad at me.
Yeah.
And so the ajima explained it to me. She was like, that's not really right. You say it like this. And she was laughing, of course, because she understood my Korean was really bad.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So she got it.
Yeah.
You know, her English was great.
Right.
And that's why I was infuriated.
Yeah.
I was so mad at my mom. I was so pissed.
Like, dude, what have I been saying to people this whole time? Now, let me ask you this. Are you going to pass on the Korean language to your kids?
Oh, Mariel is for sure.
Okay.
Mariel's, she's a polyglot. She speaks 4 languages fluently.
Yeah, that's right.
Her biggest thing is that she wants her kids to speak Japanese and Korean fluently.
Okay.
So that's her biggest goal. So one of my goals this year is actually to be able to speak Japanese at like a comprehensible level by the end of the year.
Okay.
So I have to follow up with that.
Yeah.
And that's like some relationship shit.
Right,
you know,
right.
It's something that she wants.
Yeah.
And because it's important to her, it's going to be important to me.
Well, and you know, you love Japan too, so it doesn't hurt.
I love that shit, dude.
Yeah.
The one problem that I have with the Japanese languages, there's no curse words.
Yeah.
Right. They're a very gentle creature.
Right.
Which is surprising for a company that raped and pillaged our people. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. How are you guys so nice and gentle?
Yeah.
You're the Imperial Army fucked us over. And I'm, and we were having this conversation where I feel like a lot of people who are Korean Americans can't relate to that, right?
Right.
And even like I have friends in Korea who can't relate to that either. They don't understand. They understand the history, but they still don't understand the hate. You know?
Right.
And I'm not speaking for everybody in Korea. I think it's polarizing. It's half and half.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, it's understandable for the women who were victims, who are still alive.
Yeah,
right?
the comfort women.
Yeah, the comfort
women. It makes
women.
100%.
Right. I mean, they
still
have
fucked up when I think about it.
They have every right to have a gripe, and be upset about it. But what we were talking about is for us being the generation that we are, right?
Yeah.
Like generations removed from when it happened,
Yeah.
right? for us to first learn about that, you know, being a Korean American, first of all, but still having some sort of, I guess, feeling of ties to the country, right? Our Korea, even though we weren't born, or actually you were born there, right?
I was born in Korea.
Yeah,
in your fucking face.
In your fucking face. That's right.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, just as Korean Americans to first learn about that and then to process that, you know, it was a weird thing when I first learned about it, because I definitely felt some negativity. Like that could have been my grandma.
100%.
That could have been my mom.
Did your grandpa fight in the Korean War?
I actually don't know.
You should ask about that.
He passed away, so both of them passed away.
Okay, well, you're the worst grandson on earth, and you're a piece of shit. I just wanted to put that out there. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'll ask my parents.
Yeah, ask your fucking parents, you trash human being. Let me tell you something about my grandpa. My grandpa is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
This motherfucker fled.
Hey, he kept it real, man.
Yo, I talked to certain people. They're like, yo, my grandpa, he survived the Korean War. He has scars from it. He's telling me about. He's like, what about your grandpa? Yo, my grandpa got this little boat, and he took his family, and he fled to an island, and he said, fuck this. And he went to an island, and when the war was over, he came back, and he was like, man, that war was crazy, huh? Yo, that's within my blood lineage, dude. That's exactly what a David So would do.
That's where the dick sucking for 50,000 comes from.
100%. I know my lineage, dude.
Man.
Yo, grandpa, shout outs to you, man. Because you made that choice, for a fact, you would have been killed because you're a pussy just like me.
Is that the grandpa who always like stretches every morning still and exercises? Yep. Oh, okay.
Yo, that's grandpa.
That's why he's so fresh. He didn't fight in the war, you know?
He has no PTSD whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
That fool woke up every morning and fished and waited that shit out in poverty. And then he came back and he was like, yup, I survived this. Yeah. That's fucking tight, dude. Shout outs to Grandpa So, man. Shout outs.
You got to see his grandpa. Like, he's still a very limber man. You know, he
passed away.
Oh.
You son of a bitch.
I'm bad. I didn't. Oh, shit, dude.
You insensitive fuck.
I did not know, dude.
Well, he passed away. He was 98.
Yeah, I mean, he got his money's worth.
That fool was around before the car was made, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking old guy.
Yeah.
He was so fucking old, man.
Yeah. Now, my grandpa passed away at 90, so he got his money's worth, too. Natural causes.
Dude, like, my grandpa... So when he passed away, it was interesting because I always say, like, he chose when he wanted to go because he got to the point where he couldn't make it to the bathroom in time. So we had to we were like, okay, it's time for us to put him into a home because we don't trust him to be in the house by himself.
Right.
And this fool said, fuck you, I'm dead. Bah! And he died. I was like, this fool just fucking left when he wanted to leave.
That's pretty interesting, though, because, like, for me, I think I wouldn't want to live. I mean, now, this is a thought that's based in my reality now with no wife or no family, no kids, right? But I don't think I would want to live beyond the age where I can't take care of myself physically.
Well, you got to start now, dude. You're on a steady diet of hot Cheetos and fucking shit.
I know.
I don't know what you're talking about. You do nothing to preserve your life, dude.
I know.
I think in your mind, you think because you eat preservatives, it's going to preserve your life. That's what you think.
Well, it doesn't even help that I don't sleep much either. So
yeah, you went on that same tip though.
Yeah,
so that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, and I feel like at our age now, sleep is so important, man.
Dude, it's fucking important, man.
I feel like when I don't sleep now, man, I just can't function the way I used to.
It's not the same.
Oh yeah, I just can't function the way I used to.
Yeah,
you know, it's like before, man. I used to run on like 2-3 hours of sleep and I'd be okay.
Yeah.
Now I do 2-3 hours half the time. Fucked. Yeah, I got a fucking huge migraine and I can't function, you know? So body's changing, man.
Yo, you want to hear something fucking funny? So like Joe the other day.
Yeah.
Joe says like the most funniest shit out of nowhere. And this dude doesn't know when he says funny shit. Like we're having like a deep conversation about relationships and shit. And then Joe goes out of nowhere. It goes, hey man, now that you're getting older, do you come less?
What the fuck?
Yo, and I was like, nah, bro. Like, I think I come the same.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yo, I was dying, dude. I was like, what the fuck? Like, yo, where does this come into the conversation,
man? He had
man?
to have been thinking about it while this conversation was going on. He was like, I'm going to find this opening to ask this question.
That's like Joe's shit. Joe is the best at saying shit that nobody knows what the fuck he's saying, man. Especially within a group setting, because he'll hear something within a conversation and it'll spark his interest, and then he's already starting his own conversation.
Right. I mean, I think that, though. You know, he's like in his own, like, brain.
Yeah, but it's sometimes it's wild. Like, it'll be on some shit like, we'll be talking about finances, then he goes, cursive in the air.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. Yup. And then we look at him, we're like, what do you mean, yup?
Yeah.
Right? He goes, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, dude?
Yeah.
You can't just fucking draw an imaginary rainbow and go, yup, and then put a fucking period at the end of that imaginary sentence, and I'm supposed to know what's going on.
Right.
That dude's fucking funny, man.
Hey, people like that keep shit interesting, though. You know.
So, like, a lot of people don't know on JK News.
Yeah.
If you guys watch like some JK News episodes, you'll see us cracking up and dying, and you'll see Joe's face smiling just because he feels like he should laugh, because he doesn't know he just said something ridiculous.
He's like, oh, I gotta be human right now.
Yeah,
everybody else is laughing.
He's like, why is everybody laughing? Like, I didn't say anything funny. It's like, dude, you just said the most ridiculous shit, dude.
That's dope though, man. I mean, it just means, you know, he like processes his thoughts in his own ways. I dig it. I mean, I'm kind of like that too. You know, I kind of go off
you're
on
precise
tangents.
with your. He's on a different tangent level, dude. He's like on. Like our buddy Steve said it the best. He's like the dude that just had a boat on the dock and he just pushed it off and he starts floating off into the distance. That's Joe, dude.
Hey, I want to be friends with that guy. Whoever does that.
You could. Yo, I'll have you and Joe just do a podcast by yourselves. You'll fucking love that shit, dude. Joe's the shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know him personally, but he sounds like he's a funny guy. You know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But I want to finish though. Going back to the whole kids thing. Because yeah. Because I feel like this is imminent now. You know, it's in our near future.
Oh,
right?
shit.
Right? So you get them a regular phone, right?
Yeah.
Why? Why not a smartphone? What's your reasoning?
I'll put it to you like this though.
Yeah.
I talk big shit now. I don't have a kid. There's a lot of people in my life now that prior to them having a kid and meeting their child, they were all chest out, puffing, you know, talking about what they would do. They go, yo, when I have this kid is not going to be like the other kids, all attached to technology, eating junk food. Yeah. They're going to have the right type of nutrition, eat the smart things. And then I see on Instagram story, this fool has a hot Cheeto in his mouth with an iPad like this, you know? And I asked him like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, you were talking super big, right? You were, you know, chest out, everything. What happened? She goes, it's hard having a child.
Shit changes, man.
It's so hard when they want the candy. They want the candy, you know?
Yeah.
Like the kid came up and his eyes went green and I just they were killing me. And I understand.
I need rest, man. They won't stop leaving
I just
me
need
alone.
them to shut the fuck up for a second. So I give them the fucking iPad.
Right.
I get that, dude.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to be retired by the time I have a kid. I do.
Yeah.
So I could just give them all my attention.
No, I mean, for me, man, I don't like no kid that's fucking 5 years old should. You all right? Oh, he's thinking about sucking that dick.
No coughing. No gag reflex.
No gag reflex.
None of that.
No kid should be fucking knowing what Wi-Fi is at 5 years old. You know, like I hear kids coming into a restaurant. What's your Wi-Fi here?
Oh, fuck you, kid.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like, that's not what you should be. And here's the thing. Here's, for me, the reason why I want to kind of delay the process of them getting smartphones is because I see what it's doing to, like, the kids now.
I see what it does to me.
Yeah, right. And you look at the statistics, right? It's pretty fucking sad that millennials are the most educated in history, yet tend to be the most unemployed, the most delusional in terms of, like, I guess it's the entitlement thing, right?
Yeah.
They feel like they deserve more than they actually deserve, right? And the most depressed, you know? Why is that? Because...
You know why? Because you have too many options. You're so...
Exactly, man.
You're it's a blessing and a curse.
Right.
Because, by the way, we're millennials, too. We talk like we're old as fuck, but we're actually millennials.
Yeah.
We have too many options,
right?
And because we have so many options, we have time, and with that, time is a luxury. But with time, for people who don't know what to do with it, it's a curse,
right? Absolutely.
Because what happens is, what am I supposed to do? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
And I always tell people it's a blessing.
Yeah.
And I'm somebody who thrives in that because I actually enjoy that.
Right.
I like waking up and knowing I have possibilities. A lot of people don't do well in that.
Yeah. You got to be real with yourself.
It's hard.
You know? Yeah. if you're not the type of person who's a very good multitasker, chances are having too many options is not going to be a good thing for you.
Yeah, you should practice it by texting and driving. No, I'm fucking kidding. You do that.
Maybe you're gonna get people killed.
Yeah, don't do that. But it's that thing of options, because when you are in a place in life and you don't have money and your basic necessities aren't being met,
right?
That's your focus.
Right.
The joy of life and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
That becomes ancillary to your survival.
Yeah.
But because your survival stuff is being met, and you're listening to podcasts or people saying you deserve the world, yes, king, yes, queen, you deserve everything, and when you fall short of that, and you know, once again, we talked about this, manage your expectations in life.
Exactly.
You set yourself up for disappointment,
right?
Because what people don't say is this: your life is supposed to be hard. You're supposed to every like 3 or 4 years try to figure out what your next move is.
Right.
People don't tell you and set you up for success.
Yeah.
When people tell you you're supposed to be successful, they're actually setting you up for failure.
Right.
And you're not getting that.
Yeah.
And what I want to do, especially when I have kids, is tell them, hey, watch how many times you fail, but also watch how many times you learn from it and you get better.
Right.
Child, you're supposed to fail.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's in our family blood.
Right.
Failure is our skill. We're so fucking good at it.
Yeah.
I'm so good at failing. And you, my son, I'm passing that down onto you. You were going to fracture your ankle probably 7 times.
Yeah.
And you're not going to even know how to dance.
Now go on, my child.
Now go on, my child. That's the world. And that's why that I think that generation and raising that future kid's going to be tough, because I want them to understand what the world is supposed to be.
Right.
And I don't want them to get beat up and be disappointed by basic shit.
Right. And I think it's a little different for us because we got to experience both halves. And what I mean by that is, you know, part of our lives wasn't dominated by technology.
Yeah.
You know, we fucking went out, we played outside, we played sports, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then life was simple, right? You need to call somebody, you call your friend on the phone, talk to him for whatever you got to talk to him about. That's it. Go over to their house, they come to your house, you meet up outside, whatever. And then we got to the point where technology started to get really integrated into our lives, and it became an important aspect of every part of your life, right? For me, what I noticed was it's like the going to the options thing is that it complicates things, right? Like if you just know, okay, this is what I got to do, then you might be able to have a better chance at being focused on just that and doing just that. Yeah. But now I feel like not only the options thing, like kids get confused because they see, think about it, man. Say you're a fucking kid somewhere in the Midwest in America, right? Yeah. And you're seeing the lives of these influencers or these celebrities in LA. They're always at the fucking nicest restaurants, at the nicest places, and their life is just a fucking blast. Yeah. You look at your surroundings, you're in a fucking town with 5 stores on one block, right? How can you feel but inferior? Like, why the fuck is my life like this? Why was I born here, right? Why are my options or my reality not that, you know? And when you're going through that stage where you're so impressionable and so influenced, and like, especially when you're a teenager and you're seeing that shit. And I feel like, especially girls, you know, that, man, how they fucking over-sexualize girls who are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, man.
I'd be something like, you know, you drive around. I live close to a high school.
Yeah.
And these girls in high school, because of like these makeup tutorials and what they're selling them, they look like adults.
That's what I'm saying. They're wearing high heels to fucking school.
They
don't,
you
know?
Yeah, and I'm like looking at that. I'm like, you don't look like you stink, because high school kids stink. Yo, high school kids fucking smell. You know what you smell like? You smell like backpack sweat and regret. Yeah, that's what you smell like.
Old gym shorts.
Yep. Yeah. And these kids are not smelling like that anymore. Yeah. You know. And these girls too, like they're being told like, yo, you need to get a man with money. Blah blah blah. That's
what I'm saying.
And I'm seeing a lot of these young chicks go for a hella older guys now.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, yo, man. Old dudes are not that great.
You got saggy balls, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dude, like sometimes too, man, like I'll be going out to these shows and, you know, like you have to realize too, like within the DMs and stuff like that, like people slide into your DMs, right? Yeah. And, you know, I'll get some DMs here and there where they're kind of flirtatious, whatever. Yeah. I'll open it and I'm like, young lady, you are way too.
Excuse me. How dare you?
And you guys know I was a pastor, dude. So I'm like trying to evangelize this girl, dude. Right. I'm like, excuse me, forsaken child. Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. Like I told you, man, I say this right now, dude. I got the body of Christ, but the mouth of Satan. That's all, dude. That's what this body is.
Dropping gems, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. And I look at some. First of all, too, like you know, it's so funny because my thing is, I always say this, man. Like, I always had to giggle my way into the pussy because I didn't have anything else going for me besides this mouthpiece. And so you'd be surprised, man. Yo, to any of those girls that, like, no joke, hooked up with me when I was 260 pounds, thank you for giving me that self-esteem boost because you really did help my...
You turned him into the man
you really,
he is today.
You really saw past all that impurity on the outside. Not to say like fat people aren't beautiful. I was a beautiful fat man.
Yeah.
You know, I loved myself, dude. But I'm pretty sure when I was weighing down on your hip bones, like you took one for the team. And I want to say thank you very much. You made me feel beautiful. Thank you.
You guys made his self-esteem so high that you turned him into a man who's willing to suck dick for $50,000.
Thank you. 100%.
Like, that's never gonna go away, man.
Like you literally were the reason I had no idea I was fat. Like I had no idea. I was like, let me tell you something. Big boys can't get girls like this. That's why I'm not big. And I should have known when they stopped breathing when we were having sex and I was killing them.
Oh, shit. Are you okay?
You okay?
Are you...
No, I love it. I love it. It was great. Yeah, man.
No, but no girl, I feel like that's 13, 14, 15, 16 should worry about being sexy, man. Like, that's not the time for that. You know, there is a time in your life where, yeah, you should think about that or it's relevant. But at 13, 14, you should just be a fucking teenager. Just have fun.
I feel like girls should just be ugly for the first 18 years of their life to build character.
Right.
And then after that, you should blossom, you know?
Right.
Like, dudes need a girl that can hold it down because guys, first of all, guys too, man. Guys, you should be ugly as fuck. No, you know what? I feel like when guys are ugly as fuck, they turn to assholes after they start looking good. Yeah, I mean, you fucking pieces of shit.
And not to mention, in this dating dynamic, the guys are always at the disadvantage. You know, the guys are always the one pursuing. So if you're ugly on top of that you've got a really uphill battle.
Everybody, I'm finding out too, everybody has a somebody, man.
For sure.
You know, I joke about, you know, ugly, whatever, whatnot. Yeah. I know I'm not the cutest dude out there, man. I'm cute, though.
Oh, he is.
That's my self-esteem kicking in right now, dude. My self-esteem high. You could call me ugly as much as you want. Fuck you. I'm handsome, dude. I don't give a fuck how ugly I am. Not in my eyes or my mama's eyes.
I give you a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
That's right. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. You know what I mean? You know, that's that hard part, man, especially being a young girl, man. I see it a lot on Instagram. I see this stuff. And, you know, guys are so fucking funny, too, man. There's some pussy-ass fucking dudes. I don't give a fuck, man. A lot of you guys are like, well, guys have social media influence too. Yeah, we do, but you have to understand too, I do believe that it's harsher on the women's side. Yeah. Give them that at least. Right. You know, nobody's saying that you as a male don't feel those pressures to look a certain way, have an X amount of money. Right. Yes, you do have that pressure. Right. You know what I mean? But when we're talking about this is what it is. Yeah. You'll be that dude that tweets out a general thing, and then you're that one person that fits that shoe, and you get attacked. Right. That's what the world that we're living in. Right. You know. So when we say these type of things about, you know, girls, yes, some guys go through that too. Yeah. I feel personally that women do feel more pressure in that realm. Yeah. Yeah. You know, because
they get attacked more.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Because guys can cover that shit up with money. Right. Because you got a butt ass ugly girl. She makes a lot of money. Doesn't really do much. Yeah. Yeah. But you have fucking Abdul Rauf, you know, from Persia with the gold chain. Yeah. With his chest hair sticking through the gold chain, and it gets caught every now and then, with 3 teeth. Yeah. With a Homer Simpson 3-strand hair on top, pot belly. Yeah. Wearing some gator boots. Yeah. But he's a multi-billion tycoon. Yeah. And he has the nicest, hottest, most vapid, stupid women around him. Yeah. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Because there's value in looking at a man who has money and is quote unquote successful.
It's like almost inspirational, right? Like to some people.
I just have to be rich and I can get that hot girl.
Right. It does not matter how I look. And also too, man, like, you know, going back to the girls being attacked thing, it's like the messages that they get, you know, like the DMs that, I mean, shit, dude, I was like, damn, dude, these guys are fucking crazy. Like the messages that they're sending.
And
these
those
girls.
Dudes too, by the way, that say that shit, you ain't gonna do shit. Yeah, exactly. You ain't gonna do shit. Yeah, you know what I'd do with that pussy? Yeah. Really? Little fucking 10-year-old Tyler? What would you do with that pussy? Do you know what a pussy looks like?
Exactly.
You little shit?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's so interesting because they talk this big game. That's what online does. You could be whoever you want to be online, but when it comes down to it, I'll be even real like this. This is how real I am. I arguably look at women on Instagram. Sorry, Mariel. I look at women on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, man, dude, that girl's so fine.
Yeah.
But if you came up, you're like, what would you do with that pussy? I'd be
Right.
like, I don't know.
I
have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
If that woman dropped naked,
Right.
I'd probably cry.
Wait, she's talking to me?
Yeah.
Why?
What are you doing? What are you doing? What have you been through? Who hurt you?
Right.
That's what I'm worried. Like
Right.
if the woman that I'm oogling on Instagram over, she comes up to me, she goes, I have wanted you my whole life.
Yeah.
The first thing I think is somebody put their hands on you.
Right,
And
right.
who is that man?
Right.
Like, who hurt you? Who damaged you? And if she got naked and she's like, I want you to do nasty things to me, I wouldn't even know where to start. I would pray for her first. I would not know what to do.
Let me hold your hand, my child. I pray for you.
Yeah, but yo, man, I think we've been doing this for a good hour, dude.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
dude. So
Covered a lot,
where can they find you, man?
On Instagram, pretty much Edtwo, EDTWO.
I've misspelled that multiple times too, by the way.
That's about it. I mean, I have Twitter and all that shit too, but
Instagram.
just Instagram.
Yeah, check us out.
Yeah,
check out Secret Society.
absolutely.
If you guys out there want to start your own business, I hope that kind of helped you out. The first half of the podcast.
Yeah.
The second half.
It went off on
went-
all different tangents, man.
Yeah, but yeah, check him out, Ed, too. And I will see you next time on Genius.
All right, guys. Peace.